So there's a lot of inequity in in children's home life, and a lot of inequity in so many places. I mean, it's a mother or father's time that they can spend with the children. It's an education level. It's um, sometimes just, I mean, not even just time. It's just being able to do it. Being able to be present. And there's so many disparities. Like I said, between and within home life, that make it so that a lot of children may not be able, are not able to have basic skills that they need when they enter kindergarten. So they're starting off on an unequal playing field, and it's harder to make that up over time. And it's hard for those children to get the attention that they need to be able to catch up so that they can have an equitable, educational experience. And for example, I know that some children even enter kindergarten not knowing their name, as opposed to my son, who will enter kindergarten knowing how to read. That's a huge disparity. And that's exactly why pre-K is so important. And so, I mean, it starts at birth, and that's another thing that I don't think a lot of people even realize. I think they think that babies are just like little bundles of cuddliness, which of course they are, but there is so much learning and growth that goes on in that first year. If children are not getting interaction, I mean, even something as simple as parents being on the phone around their kids all the time. And I'm not trying to point fingers, because I have to remind myself, when you've got a baby sitting there who's not talking to you, it's so much easier to be on your phone with someone who's interacting with you. But people need to know that creates a flat affect, and that affects children. So there's a lot of layers of why pre-K is so important. Well, actually, that's something that has been pushed on the state level, actually, is pre-K expansion throughout the state. So I think that's going to have to be what happens. And I think, from what I remember, there are some schools in Greenville County who are ineligible for pre-K because of their, like, basically their test scores or aptitude of those schools. So they're not offered pre-K, but universal pre-K would definitely help. And when I say pre-K, I want to make clear, most people think of pre-K as 3K or 4K, but I'm talking about all of it. Now, 3K and 4K is definitely more like in line with what's going to be at the schools, but public access, like Head Start, for example, for the other, I think is important. It kind of is. It is a matter of money. It it is very expensive to have any sort of child care center in the United States. So Greenville County is not unique in that way. It's just that we have the worst problem as a county in the state. Um, and it really all comes back to money, because overhead to operate a child care center is so expensive. Like, food is so expensive. A lot of parents don't understand that paying teachers and paying for the food and paying for the actual facility that a child care center is located in, like, all of that consumes most of the income in the budget for a child care center. And parents might pay a lot of tuition like I did where Polk was enrolled, but the center still is not making enough money to pay teachers what they're worth. So yeah, at the end of the day, it is really about money. It is really about money. And because of so many layers, not only the cost of the child care facility itself, but the cost of good teachers and the cost of keeping those teachers, because teachers aren't being paid living wages in most cases. I mean, child care teachers are paid even less than K through 12 teachers, and it's not enough. And I'm thinking, yeah, the median in South Carolina was like $19,600 a year, something like that, for a child care teacher. And like, how can we? So they're not. That's the median, and then on top of that, they don't have any benefits whatsoever. So it's really difficult to keep up with that turnover rate, because teachers can go work at Starbucks or somewhere else and make a lot more money. Not that, and I'm doing my dissertation on childcare workers, and what they have told me over and over and over and over again is, yeah, I can only stay in it if I have like my husband's support or something like that, because otherwise they just can't make their ends meet.